Hello everyone! So I'm here today with a card making video featuring lots of fun goodies from Emerald Creek. I'm going to start with showing you these pieces that I've cut. This is hot press watercolor paper. And I'm going to be using it to create this entire card because I'm going to be adding lots of water and lots of layers to this card. I'm just going to remove the one piece of foam from my MISTI so that I can stamp crisply using an Emerald Creek stamp. All Emerald Creek stamps are made from red rubber, so I really like red rubber stamps. They give you a really nice impression. So this stamp looks like a pine cone, and I want to create it using two colors. So I'm going to use some Post-it tape to help me do that. I want to make a border around the entire outside of this card panel. I just want to use the outside because I'm going to be layering other pieces of the card front onto the card panel. So I'm going to start by masking off the green areas, stamping using some Altenew ink and Mocha, and then I'm going to go ahead and mask off the pine cone area and then stamp using the evergreen bough. So note to self, here we go. You have to put so I'm going to show you how to do this. Put the stamp in the MISTI and then mask off the area that you don't want to get ink on. Ink it up. Pull the Post-it tape off, or purple tape if you've got it. Stamp that brown piece. Grab some more Post-it tape. Mask off the pine cone section of the stamp. Ink it up again. And this is evergreen ink, also from Altenew. And then stamp the top piece. And then continue on and go all the way around this card, this piece of cardstock. Oh my gosh, my brain just went out to lunch. This cardstock measures 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to be creating just a regular A2 size card. I'm going to go all the way around the edges. And by the magic of YouTube, it's done. Look how pretty it looks. I think that is a beautiful, beautiful stamp. It stamps nice and crisp and clean. And now I'm just grabbing some vintage photo distress oxide inks and inking up the edges. And then I'm going to go set that aside and move on to the next part of my card. So the challenge this month at Emerald Creek is called Aspen Glow. So I decided to make a really wintry themed card. So what I'm doing here is I have my next card, my next piece of watercolor cardstock. This watercolor cardstock is 3 3/4 by 5. I inked up the entire card front with Altenew embossing ink, and then I'm hitting it with my heat gun using Blizzard baked texture embossing powder, and this stuff is awesome. So it's got these clear pieces that are a little bit shimmery, and it's got some little specks of black in it just to set it off really well. It's so pretty. I'm going to give this card front a couple hits of this embossing powder. I think I put 3 layers, maybe even 4. I wanted a really thick, beautiful coating on this card front so you could really see all the detail and how much fun that embossing powder really, really is. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this cardinal. So this stamp is quite large. It's a beautiful, again, another red rubber stamp, but it is quite large. So I stamped it in black ink, and then I stamped it in embossing ink using my Misty, and now I am hitting it with some vintage beeswax embossing powder. What this is going to do is, first of all, it's going to kind of dull down that black a little bit so that it isn't so sharp a black, and that's going to help to make my card kind of all come together well. Now I'm going to go ahead and just watercolor this cardinal, and that embossing is going to help keep my water where it's supposed to go so it doesn't try to run out of the textures, which means I can put a lot of water on this. I'm using hot press watercolor paper. I am using Vicky Bouton's watercolor crayons or watercolor pens, which are highly pigmented, so that means I can get a really red cardinal on my painting. So I'm just going to go through, I'm going to color him all up and then fussy cut him out. And so now we can go ahead and put our card together. Here are all of those pieces that I showed you at the beginning, including the card base and the card front, all the different areas. And this is how we're going to set the card up. Now I know right now it looks like my cardinal is hanging out in the middle of nowhere. He's kind of like just chilling in the middle of the card, flying in space. We're going to fix that, so don't fret. I'm going to go ahead now and just attach all these pieces together, including the cardinal, and then we're going to give the cardinal somewhere to perch. So for my little cardinal who needs a perch, what I've done is I've put a row of, like a strip of Nuvo Deluxe adhesive underneath him, and then I am taking these little pyrite pieces. There's some big ones and some small ones. These are also from Emerald Creek, and I'm just taking the little bits. So I don't want the big chunky pieces. I kind of want the small, tiny pieces. And I'm just pushing them into that glue. The glue is going to dry completely clear, and it's going to adhere those beautiful shimmery pyrite pieces, and it's going to create a perch for my little cardinal. The last thing I want to do is to add just a teeny tiny bit more sparkle to this card, and I'm going to do that here in just a minute. I have to clean up my little stones first. I'm going to do that with some sequins. These are whiteout sequins from Spiegelbaum Scraps, and I'm just going to create a little dusting of sequins on top of the embossing powder, my embossed piece, just to add to the sparkle and the shine. And that's going to complete this layout, or this card for today. I'm so stuck on layouts. For those of you who enjoy my card videos and my Traveler's Notebook videos and all of that, we're going to have a few more of those types of videos coming up in the next few weeks. I have a couple projects that I want to finish up and share with you. So have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you later today for my Chamel Sketches Reimagined video. Talk to you all soon. Bye!